The greatest feeling you can get in a gym, or the most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym, is the pump. Let's say you train your biceps. Blood is rushing into your muscles, and that's what we call the pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling. It's as satisfying to me as coming is, you know, as having sex with a woman and coming. So can you believe how much I am in heaven? I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right? So, you know, I'm in heaven.
You know, it's been really interesting watching the media react to The Last of Us 2, a game that is selling millions of copies. And I think it wouldn't be controversial to say that is probably one of the most divisive games of all time, where you have such a huge margin of people either loving or hating the game. It's not exactly one or the other. It's either a 0 or a 10. It has over 100,000 reviews on Metacritic, which is 4 times higher than the world's most popular game, Grand Theft Auto 5. But now that the dust has started to settle and the media has had to reckon with the fact that the customers don't universally love the game like they did, now they've started to blame men, apparently, gamers, which of course is, the implication is that it's male gamers. You'll see. There's an article here on Polygon. The Last of Us Part 2 proves gaming doesn't know how to deal with muscular women. This is going to be such a disingenuous take. Of course, it's by Patricia Hernandez. While AAA video games have recently started incorporating more female protagonists, for the most part, these characters fit a specific build. Leading ladies are often svelte and thin, and while they may be capable of serious feats of strength, their features are often delicate. The idea that it's meant to be to make these protagonists desirable to straight men, even as those characters kick dudes' butts. Abby, the new character introduced in The Last of Us Part 2, does not fit the mold. Her face is anchored by a square jaw, which gives her visage a wide look, at least compared to her heart-shaped face that defines most women in games. Perhaps most notably, Abby is buff. Your eyes are drawn to her chest and muscular arms, which according to The Last of Us Part 2, she worked very hard across multiple years to beef up. It's interesting that you beefed up. You know, in a world where food is scarce, I assume you found time to stay on your roid cycle? I don't know. Women are not naturally this buff. They don't have the muscle structure unless they're adhering to a strict diet, you know, high calorie intake, working out for hours every day. And honestly, if you're this big, you're probably on the juice too. But that's not exactly what people were reacting to. The implication here is that because she's muscular, men didn't like her. But the reality is that's what they didn't like. It became odd that in a post-apocalyptic world, Abby had all the time in the world to find her testosterone and hit the gym. She was eating 2 to 3 zebras a day to stay buff and swole while they're just scavenging for food. As somebody who regularly boxes and plays sports, Abby's appearance isn't just familiar to me, it's aspirational. It's been baffling to see some of the most popular dissenting opinions on the game, which are often directed at Abby. Well, Abby's trash. Her character's trash. There are no redeeming qualities in her character. She's gross. She's gruff. She ends Joel 2 hours into the game. She is the antagonist, and you're forced to play as her. That's what you want? You want people to hate you? I suppose it's a good start working at Polygon. Part of the last dislike seems unavoidable. The Last of Us Part 2 asks you to play as a character who fundamentally opposes to the heroes. Okay, there you go. You are capable of a genuine take. There you go. Abby's a hard sell, and that would be true no matter what she looked like. And that's the majority of people. But that's not how articles are written, of course. But much of the hate visible on social media isn't just a story of Abby's likability compared to Ellie and Joel. It's fixated on her jacked up body. Well, here we have two, Jack Saint, prominent, disingenuous, far-left, crazy person who spends all day on Twitter, and another person I don't know. You can see here, you know, this whole take, by the way, brought to you by the same people that regularly get up in arms and like, where are her organs? When a beautiful, you know, anime waifu enters the chat. Have gamers ever like seen a woman before? And then you see, if you think the normal for women is having the kind of musculature and stature, just go outside, man. One misguided viral Twitter post reads, posts that feature Abby are all often a breakdown and arguments of whether or not she's realistic. No, most of them are wondering if she's a dude. Because just the way she's built. That isn't to say there aren't big framed women out there. It's not like she doesn't exist, but you can't have it both ways. Polygon in the past has written articles about women being too attractive or how certain beauty standards are unrealistic in characters. Well, you don't get to have it both ways, do you? The funny thing is, like many characters in The Last of Us Part 2, Abby is partially based on a real person. Bigoted male gamers. Abby is an unrealistic woman who can never look like that. May I present you Colin Foch, whom Abby's body was based on. Okay, if that's true, all right. Colleen, sorry, not Colin. Unintentional. Colleen. How come Colleen still managed to look like a woman? Why do they make her so ugly? Colleen is beautiful. Abby, gross. I mean, and that's not the only person they did that to. They did that to the other female actress too. And you know what? I understand there might be some limitations on video games and their comparisons to IRL characters and stuff like that. So I'm not like, it's not like I'm broken up about it. But ultimately, when you try to use this as an own, by the way, Colleen Foch, best known for her first place finish worldwide in Open Workout 15.5 when she finished the 144 rep couplet of rowing and thrusters in 6 minutes 26 seconds, faster than any woman in the world. So professional athlete versus zombie apocalypse survivor. I mean, if we're really going to go this route, if we're going to go the route, by the way, this is one of my favorite responses too. Abby, please, we need to go help planting crops today. Sorry, bros. Got another 3 hours in the gym. Abby, please, the children need protein too. Lol, sucks for them. Abby, please, we need help defending the zombies. Sorry, bros. Need 4 more hours of sleep to maximize gains. I mean, Abby is not. I mean, to compare it to Colleen is almost offensive. This, of course, doesn't satisfy some detractors. It just changes the debate. Is there enough food for someone in the post-apocalyptic world like that to mess up? Yes. The WLF is canonically depicted to have plenty of resources. Can we really say this is a realistic body type if theoretically you have to train for ages to achieve it? Oh, now realism has no bearing. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I see. Perhaps the grossest result of all this is the insistence that Abby could only look like this if her character was trans. Well, I don't think that that's the case. I know there are plenty of fit women, obviously. As if folks who were assigned male at birth could only possibly have big muscles. That conspiracy theory has been debunked by folks behind the game, but the fact the idea could exist at all reveals something uncomfortable about the limited types of bodies we are used to seeing in the medium. Abby doesn't look like most women in games, it's true, but Abby's appearance is only potentially jarring because video games lack range when it comes to body diversity, not because women can't actually look like that. We can and we do, and I'm glad Abby is there to do it, to prove it. Yeah, I mean, women can be, look, you can be fit and still beautiful, like as apparently clearly Colleen is, or you can be fit and gross, which is true. It does exist. I don't think that she probably would have had the reception she did. You know, having those type of gains, that kind of muscle mass in post-apocalyptic world, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're doing a lot of work lifting, I don't know, jugs of water or whatever the case may be, you have a lot of time to get into the gym, that's fine. But you don't get to have it both ways, because this person essentially proves the point that, sure, yes, you can have big muscular women in video games. Of course you can. there's no problem with that whatsoever. But then don't come to me when it's all about when a woman is also very attractive in a video game, and you're like, but where are her organs? She's being sexualized. Ugh. You get to have both. You can't have it both ways. But that's not what Polygon's all about, obviously. Polygon is about throwing shade at men, because that's really what this article is. Abby's a trash character who looks gross and looks nothing like the real world person I'm supposed to believe she's modeled after. But yeah, it's, after all, just a video game. But I can't wait to see more articles blaming men for why the game doesn't sell 20 million copies. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.